When you hear the name Canada, you're likely to think about Toronto, Vancouver, or maybe Banff, as these are some of the icons in this beautiful country. But the beauty goes way further than the big towns. And in this video, we'll be exploring the capital of Manitoba called Winnipeg. Why is Winnipeg worth knowing about? Well, not only is it known to be the gateway to the West, it's located at the land of 100,000 lakes, and the Slurpee capital of the world. But also, the city is rich in cultural diversity, and we too as immigrants had been lucky enough to call this place home. And we're back to explore Winnipeg, Manitoba's best, along with our little Skylar. So we're kicking things off in an iconic attraction in the city with a pretty unique feature. Do you see the bison, Skylar?
Welcome to a beautiful day here in Winnipeg. So to start off our exploration here in the city, we decided to stop by one of the city's top attractions, Assiniboine Zoo, where we'll get up close to incredible wildlife.
So in our quest to explore Winnipeg, now that we have a baby, we made sure that the places we visit are not only amazing, but also family friendly. So joining our crew today is my mom.
Hi.
And my two brothers over here, if you guys remember. So we got plenty of help for Sky today. Yes! Ah, did you see the monkey? Monkey! This feels so surreal being back here, eh?
I know, it's been a long time since we came here. I think we first came here or visited it's my first time here in Winnipeg.
That was around 2017, right? Before we moved to Vancouver.
Seems so long ago, and now we have Skylar with us.
It's a little bit chilly today, that's why... It's a little bit chilly today.
Yeah, you want to tell them about the monkeys?
It's a little bit chilly today, that's why Skylar is wearing her hoodie. But we're making sure that she sees the monkeys. Right, Skylar? Ah.
What's the sound of the monkey?
So excited, huh? So here in the zoo, they actually categorize the animals depending on their habitat. So for example, that you could find animals that live in Asia in one part, South Africa in another part, and then grassland and so forth.
So we also made sure that we came bright and early so we can see the animals awake during this time.
Yeah, because most of the time they're hungry in the morning, right?
Yeah, and after eating, they take their nap time. Just like Skylar. So we have just entered one of the biggest highlights here in the zoo, and it's called Journey to Churchill.
Churchill is a town north of Winnipeg that is not only known as the seaport to the historic Hudson's Bay, but it is also widely popular as the polar bear capital of the world. The snow-white furred majestic creatures tend to gather around town in the fall waiting for the Hudson's Bay to freeze to hunt food. While not technically part of Winnipeg, the Assiniboine Zoo has an incredible exhibit of how these giants of the north live. Found it?
Yes. His butt is very fluffy and it's round and it's white. Polar bear.
So the zoo has a lot of beautiful spots and places you can go to, but this is kind of our favorite.
Polar bear.
So So within the journey to Churchill, there is this specific area called the Gateway to the Arctic. And it's this long glass tunnel where you can see the polar bears swimming around above. It was amazing to see Skylar closely watching the polar bears and seemed to start taking an interest in her surroundings. Skylar, how did you like the polar bears? Did you meet them? You wanna swim with the polar bears? So after maybe taking 100 photos and videos, we finally decided to just take a break for a little bit. We haven't gone far though because this area that we're resting in is still pretty close to the tunnel, so we can still see the polar bear. So if you do decide to come see the polar bears here in the Assiniboine Zoo, a few things that we would recommend is coming early so you can take great photos without all of the crowd. And also, if you could come on a sunny day, that would be extra perfect because it's just extra magnificent to see the streak of lights touching up the aquarium where the bears are swimming in. Oh, well, that's my mouth. That's not your mouth. Sorry, Sky. We just had to do it. Mommy and Daddy did it before, so you had to. It's tradition now.
And you did it so good. Ha!
Yeah, so we made it here through the gift shop on the way out of the zoo. And we wanted to get Skylar a little bit of a polar bear, look, a little bit of a souvenir, but she's just dozing away here.
Okay, so we have a lot of options for animals, but we're here specifically for a polar bear.
Yeah.
Since we went to the Arctic.
And also we don't have a lot of luggage space, so maybe something small.
Let's pick one. This one.
Ah, so cute.
It's not the leaf.
That's not the leaf.
Not this leaf.
Not that leaf.
It's leaf.
Hey guys! So this place we are so excited to visit because this basically didn't exist when we were still here in Winnipeg. This place is called The Leaf, but before we explore it, we wanted to grab a few snacks to fill up our bellies because it's already lunchtime. Here in The Leaf, there's also a few options for food. The main one is called Gather, which is your fine dining or your pubby kind of lounge restaurant. But the good thing is, right beside it, there is a grab-and-go place. Of course, we don't want to fill our bellies too much because we're still going to be exploring this place.
So we're very excited to try this shmoo cake. It looks very appetizing when we were looking at the fridge.
You want some too? You can't have sugar yet.
Sorry, no cakes for you yet. No cakes for you yet. Luckily, there are some seating areas inside The Leaf, so you can bring some coffee and snacks with you and enjoy the scenery while you're having your meal.
Although we found that some of the seating area are kind of under the sun, which is not great for Skylar because it's kind of like a greenhouse. But the good thing is we found one bench that is under a shade. So that's why we're just enjoying our meals over here. Didn't wait for me and just dug in.
I was just going to have a bite, but then it ended up being like 3 spoonfuls. You should try this one.
How is it?
It's very light, not too sweet.
There's like big chunks of walnut in it, which is great. So the Leaf is a newly added architectural marvel here in Assiniboine Park, and it's sort of like this biodome that operates 365 days a year. So you can see all of these lush greeneries any day of the year. So we find that there's two areas of the Leaf, so a warmer area and a less warm area. So I guess this warmer area is for like tropical plants, so it holds the same temperature. And the less warmer area is where we were. And and the less warmer area is where we were eating our lunch earlier. So it's a little bit more calmer in there. So we've been to a few places like this, like for example the Bluebell Conservatory in Vancouver and the Amazon Spheres in Seattle. Size-wise, I think if we were to compare it, it's bigger than the one in Vancouver, but smaller than the one in Seattle. Going to the butterfly! The hottest area. Skylar, take over! Oh my god! So currently this is the third floor of the Leaf, and we're currently in search for some butterflies because they have a butterfly pavilion. But I feel like this is the hottest area of the entire vicinity.
I know.
The sun is just right there.
Press the button. I don't see any butterflies here.
And it's so much better inside here though.
Yeah, a lot cooler. So we're now here at the Mediterranean area, which is a little bit cooler than the other side.
Yeah, which is perfect for Skylar. Hey guys! So this next stop we are pretty excited about because it's been here for a while, but we really haven't visited it when we were first living in Winnipeg.
This is one of the very iconic places here in Canada, and if you think you've seen it before, that's because it's at the back of a $10 bill.
This is the Canadian Museum for Human Rights. Ready to learn about human rights? She's already talking about her rights.
Not that right. I know you want milk, but you can wait a bit. Huh?
I need clean water to drink, a proper school to learn, a good roof over my head. I want to be safe.
So tickets here at the Canadian Museum of Human Rights is around $18 per adult. But instead of buying our tickets from the booth or online, what we've done is we've gotten a 3-day Winnipeg Attractions Pass. We're gonna put a link down below to make it easier for you, but basically this gives you access to a number of attractions here in the city of Winnipeg, which will be valid for 3 days, so you get to explore the city at your own pace.
So we heard that during Saturdays they do a guided tour, but since we came on a weekday, we are just doing a self-guided tour.
This is our mini tour guide right here, right? You're gonna be our tour guide? What is human rights? What is human rights?
Human rights is when I request for milk and mommy gives me milk.
So this gallery is the largest in the museum. Some stories are even presented in a 29-meter monitor, but some are presented in their own kiosks with their own exhibit.
So visiting the Canadian Museum of Human Rights, I feel like kind of made me realize that we haven't really explored a lot of Winnipeg just yet. We've lived here for quite a while, but it's a shame that we haven't really gone to some of the museums and attractions in the city. Okay, that was pretty epic. So it feels like we've been climbing these illuminated pillars or bridges for a few minutes now, making our way to the very top of the Canadian Museum of Human Rights. It was getting a little tiring during the last parts of it, but I promise you, when you get to the very top, you get a 360 view of Winnipeg, and the views are pretty rewarding.
So after spending some time at the Canadian Museum of Human Rights, we have transported ourselves to another iconic place here in Winnipeg, and it's called the Forks Market.
It honestly feels so surreal being back here because I feel like we always come to this place when we were still living here, right?
Yeah, I remember being a newcomer here in Winnipeg, and Nat brought me here at the Forks and turned me around.
Since this is one of the most iconic places here in Winnipeg, it's at the center of the city. So it's pretty much a place where you can get some great food and explore some local shops. Looks so good. So for lunch, we're gonna have some Mexican. So I got myself a free taco combo deal, which is around $16. So far, the size isn't that big, to be honest, but I hope it's filled with flavor. But that's for me. For Max, what did you get?
You got the quesadillas with mushroom.
But for drinks, we are going to have a watermelon margarita, which looks really nice. This is also virgin, by the way, so you guys know we're not really big alcohol drinkers. So this is a virgin watermelon margarita.
We were expecting some Las Vegas style.
Yeah, like the big slushy.
It was amazing to see all our favorite spots within the city, as well as discover new ones. But before we wrap up this mini travel series to Winnipeg, we took advantage of being close to family to officially welcome baby Sky into the Catholic family. We had her baptism in a local church that we've always come to while living here, as well as a celebration with some close friends and family at the end of the day. This was Skylar's first time seeing this many new faces, and we love how she was surrounded with excitement and love during our stay. We hope you guys enjoyed this homecoming series to Winnipeg, and we'll see you again in the next video.